everyone. 1 second, let me make the adjustment. Okay, welcome to Empower Hour. I'm Lindsay Helm. I'm the founder and CEO of Empower Employ, and we use this time on Empower Hour to connect with game changers in the employment space, companies who want to hire and retain military talent, just like my guest today, Intuit, and really anyone else that we feel needs a platform to talk about the issues that are most important to our company. So we have today our guests from Intuit. We have Arti Martinez, who is a senior program manager on the expert development team, and Meera, who's also a senior program manager on the expert development team. And I'm going to bring them up to the stage and let them introduce themselves and share their stories and bio. So welcome, Arti and Meera. Well, hello. How are you two doing?
Hi. Great.
Well,
Thank you for having us.
Thanks. So I know that we asked for your bios ahead of time, but I've recently discovered that it's much more interactive to have you share your stories on how you got to Intuit in your current roles. So would you mind sharing your current roles at Intuit and kind of what you're working on right now and those kinds of details for our viewers?
Sure. Arti, go ahead.
Okay, wonderful. Hi, everyone. My name is Arti Martinez, and very excited to be here and share all the details about Intuit Academy with you. I've been a senior program manager on the expert development team for a little bit over about 18 months at this point. I was part of the team, just like Meera, that brought Intuit Academy to life. So we have been up and running for about a year. My passion, honestly, has always been working with adult career changers or helping those, especially military personnel, transition into the civilian world. Done a lot of work there, but ultimately my goal has always been just to be able to help folks get the appropriate training, earn the skills, and get into a career that they love. And so Intuit Academy is a perfect way for me to do that. So I'm extremely proud to be on this team and excited to share the info with you guys today. I'll hand it off to Meera.
Thank you so much, Arti. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Meera Ramakrishnan. I'm also a senior program manager on the expert development team. I currently serve as the program administrator for the Intuit Academy bookkeeping program, which we'll talk about shortly. And I'm also the production manager for two specialties that we have launched on Intuit Academy, the cryptocurrency tax specialty, and also the equity compensation tax specialty that will be coming up soon in the next few weeks. I have a strong interest and background in both ed tech and finance. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for joining us. So, we've talked about Intuit Academy. I think we said it like 6 million times in the last, 10 minutes, which is kind of fun. For those of us who don't know, which I feel privileged that I actually know, so this is nice. But for those who don't know, could you tell us a little bit about what Intuit Academy is?
Sure. So Intuit Academy is a free online learning platform that we launched in February of 2021. February 2021, 22, sorry. Well, we're almost at our 1-year birthday. So on the 10th, it'll be 1 year. And basically, we're a free online platform that has on-demand programs in tax and bookkeeping and specialty programs. Everything that is on Intuit Academy is completely free and it is on demand. So there are courses that you can take, which I know Meera will get into details into how many hours and what the courses are, but there are various courses that you can take. And then there's also exams that you can take. These exams, specifically the tax one and the bookkeeping exams, are exams that, if passed, can actually connect you with the recruiter for a potential entry-level role with Intuit Live Services. So pretty excited to get into it today.
Awesome. So we talked just a little bit about the courses, maybe not like in-depth offered, but can we talk about a little bit more in-depth about the courses that are currently offered? And Meera, I'll field that to you.
Sounds great. So as Arti was saying, Intuit Academy is your one-stop shop for all things related to learning and growing your career at Intuit. It's designed with a community-first approach where we offer free tax as well as our newly launched bookkeeping courses and exams. The platform is highly interactive, so you can navigate how you want to learn and at what pace. It is on demand. And it's our way of making our capabilities and knowledge in this area accessible to a community of like-minded professionals who want to develop their career in this industry. And I can go into a little more about each of the courses, if that'd be helpful.
Yeah, please do.
Sounds great. So we'll start with bookkeeping. If you're interested in our bookkeeping pathway, we now offer a bookkeeping course as well as an exam. This course will give an overview of accounting principles and an introduction to QuickBooks Online with hands-on practice in real-world accounting scenarios. You do not need a degree or any prior experience to enroll for our bookkeeping program. It consists of 16 modules that make up this course, and it should take approximately 40 hours to finish if you have no experience in bookkeeping. Once you finish the course, you will be able to manage the accounting cycle and work with key financial statements. You'll be able to track assets and produce statements for complex business situations, understand different types of liability and learn to account for changes in equity. And you can also interpret and analyze statements to inform business decisions. Now, if you think you have enough experience in bookkeeping, you can always jump straight ahead to our 50-minute closed book exam. You will get 2 attempts to take the exam. If you do not pass, there is a 6-month waiting period where you can revisit the content, and you can always retry again after 6 months. So that's our bookkeeping content. We also have our tax programs, which Arti oversees. So if you're interested in our tax pathway, we offer 2 tax programs. Intuit Academy Tax Level 1 is the first tax course we offer and the prerequisite for Tax Level 2. Tax Level 1 covers the fundamental knowledge and skills needed to prepare most individual federal tax returns. You can take this course whether you're new to tax preparation or if you just need a refresher. This content has a total of 17 modules that make up this course, and it should take approximately 30 hours to finish if you don't have any experience. Once you finish the course, you will be able to identify and understand all boxes on a W-2 form and a 1099, correctly input data from taxpayer documents into the appropriate forms, analyze the taxpayer situation to determine the most common deductions and credits, and you can determine if taxes are owed or a refund is due. Similar to the bookkeeping program, you can also go ahead and skip ahead and take the 2-hour exam directly without going through the content, but the same rules apply. You get 2 attempts to take the exam, and there's a 6-month waiting period to retry. So those are our 2 programs that we have, both tax and bookkeeping.
Nice. So that is a lot of content. So hearing all of that, I saw a question that popped up on the screen. Are your opportunities, available nationally? Or are they location specific? Which I also think is kind of a hint at are these remote? That's kind of how my interpretation is. But anybody have any information on those positions and information on the program itself?
Yeah, I'm happy to regarding the position. So all of our live services roles are remote, so they never have to come into the office, both TurboTax Live and QuickBooks Live. And the programs are also 100% online, remote, can be done from your computer. The one thing to mention, though, is you do have to be within the United States to be able to access our programs that are on Intuit Academy.
That's fair. And so with kind of going back to the course content, it sounds like there's so much information to continue to grow and learn. Arti, how do you stay motivated and continue to grow in your field?
Well, I think, it's just really interesting to see the various opportunities that are out there. And then for me specifically, being able to look at how we can continue to power prosperity, which is, Intuit's North Star, that is really what motivates me. So really looking at potential opportunities, how do we help people go from what we call street to seat? If they just have an interest in being able to work for Intuit in one of these 2 places, how do we get them there? So Meera and I are working with quite a team on all sorts of fun stuff that we're hoping to launch in the future, like maybe in the upcoming year, to not only just give the education, but also hopefully build some experience into what people are learning on Intuit Academy. And I think what really drives me, and I won't speak for Meera, but I know that she feels very similarly, is being able to see how many people graduate through the programs and then get hired and start with Intuit, the next season.
Yeah, it's a key metric. I know last year when the program launched, one of the very first military spouses that I introduced into it when I was working there with you on the similar team, actually, she took her exam. She took the course as a pilot course, in 3 days, I think, and was one of the first military spouses ever to be hired at Intuit. And she's still there. So they definitely, they being Intuit, definitely powered prosperity by providing that free training opportunity to her. I think she got a scholarship for the actual certification itself. And now she's a senior lead on the bookkeeping side of the house, providing revenue to her revenue to her family, which is virtually remotely on her hours. So cannot like as a veteran and military spouse, cannot tell you how impactful everything that you're doing really, really is. Even if some days it's like, oh, not another metric, but thank you. I just wanted to talk about that. And thank you so much for offering that. And let me reel my excitement back in. And we talked about all the resources that are available, but can we actually talk about really what are the resources and support available to students during their time at Intuit?
Sure. So basically, since we are kind of this online learning platform, and one thing to note too, like I said, we're only about a year old, so we take a lot of the feedback from our learners into consideration when we're thinking about other ways that we can launch resources. So we are still kind of at the scrappy level. So we do have a support team that does answer all of the emails that go to Intuit_Academy@intuit.com. If they can't necessarily answer, they will, get it out to various experts or other people on the team to get back to them. And then if they are internal folks, there's Slack channels and things like that. But we also host once a month webinars where folks can come in, and it can be internal or external. Anyone who's just signed up on Intuit Academy, they can come in, hear what's new. Sometimes we have guest speakers. If we're launching a new program, or if there's anything cool to show them on the site, we'll go through that, and then also take questions and answers. And so when we first started doing this, I think our very first one, we had like 80 people show up. And on our last one that we did in January, I think we were close to 800 people show up. And right now, I believe our learner community is at about 35,000. So our goal in the future is to build other ways for folks to have community. One of our big goals is for us to build something where the learners can actually communicate with each other within the site. So that is something that's on our roadmap for the future. But ultimately, we are there for support via email and, face-to-face webinars at least once a month.
That's crazy to hear about how much growth has been there. Because I remember when goals might have been, let's see if we could get 500, bookkeepers, tax preparers. And I think did you say 35,000? I'm sorry. Did I hear you correctly? That's insane.
Right, Meera, we're pretty close. I think we are actually over 35,000 learners. We might be close to 37, 38, but I didn't look at it today. But yeah, it's definitely bigger than what we thought we were going to get in our first year.
That is impressive. They were already exceeding their max goals kind of in the beginning for this program. But I remember thinking, hearing, oh, we want to do, this many. And I was like, oh, that shouldn't be a big deal. But where you are now, it's just I'm taken back. That's impressive. Okay. So congratulations on the success of the program. So we talked about kind of the courses and the opportunities available for training programs here at Intuit. At Intuit with you all and with Empower Employees. So could you tell us a little bit about the best way to kind of get in contact with your teams or applying for these roles or getting involved with Intuit?
Yes,
Definitely.
Absolutely. Sorry, Meera, go for it.
So you can view our courses on our website, academy.intuit.com. If you have any questions, you can also reach out to us at our support alias. It is Intuit_Academy@intuit.com.
Well, that's amazing. So that wraps up all of our Empower Hour questions for today. Is there anything else you would like to mention before we wish all of our viewers TTFN, aka Tata for now? My kids would totally cringe if they heard me say that. Got yelled at for BRB yesterday, so we're going to do old school stuff. But before you leave us, is there anything you'd want to share?
Maybe just one thing about the learner experience. I know a lot of it is about, hopefully connecting with the role. So just to kind of circle back to how that works, when people do complete their Tax One badge or their QuickBooks badge, they actually will have an opportunity to say, yes, I would like to connect with the recruiter. And so from there, their information is shared with the recruiter. And then during the actual hiring season, a recruiter will reach out to them. So they don't really have to worry about doing anything or applying for a role or anything like that. And if for some reason someone does not necessarily qualify, information will be sent back to them to say, hey, here are some other things that you can do to qualify. But to throw it out there again, our goal and what we're really focused on in the upcoming year to 2 years is to be able to build something so that we can help folks gain experience in both tax and and bookkeeping, all on Intuit Academy, so that we can just be like an official one-stop shop to get them into those roles.
Well, that's amazing. anything else that you would like to add, either one of you? I just want to make sure. Meera, did you have anything?
No, just as a reminder to everyone, all of this content is free. It is on demand. So don't feel pressure to like finish by a certain time. I'd say just go ahead and get started, see how you feel about it, go at your own pace based on, your work or school schedule.
Well, thank you both so much for joining us on Empower Hour. Like, this is such an amazing, for me, it's like 360, I guess, or hearing about all of the growth and the opportunities and how Intuit continues to power prosperity. That's a mouthful, and still continue to support our military community. So tune in again with us in 2 weeks for our next guest here on Empower Hour. Announcement coming, and we'll see you all next time. Thanks for joining me.
Sounds great. Thank you. Thank you for your time.